go, here we go. Yeah, at the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up. Yeah, you know. Yeah, mask down, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on a roll, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And in today's video, I want to give you guys a quick tutorial on another BitLab Academy indicator that can help you find better entries and exits in and out of your trades. And it can also help you find out where an uptrend might be finding a top and where a downtrend might be finding a bottom. But before we get into it, make sure you hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and click that notification bell so you don't miss any of these great tutorials or urgent market updates that we upload to the channel. Now, if you guys remember to our last BitLab Academy indicator video, we went over market intelligence. Now, the market intelligence indicator is able to tell you where you have bullish and bearish divergences, both hidden and regular, and it's also able to search amongst other indicators. So not only are you getting bullish and bearish divergences based off of something like just the RSI, but you're actually getting fed these divergences as the indicator is looking at multiple indicators. So in this video, I want to give you guys a supplementary indicator that you can use alongside market intelligence or alongside any other free indicators that you use that can help you find tops and bottoms of trends. And that indicator is significant movement. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the charts. I'm going to show you guys how you can read this indicator, all the components that go into the indicator, and how you can use it to not only find tops and bottoms, but how you can use this alongside other indicators to find some really good confluence. Let's get into it. So here we are on the Bitcoin 1 hour chart. And to get the significant movement indicator up on your chart, you're going to want to come over here to your indicators tab, click on it, and then you're going to want to come to invite only script if you just signed up for the BitLab indicator suite, and you'll see right here we have significant movement. You could go ahead and click on that and it will actually populate on your chart, as you can see right here. Now, for the most part, this indicator shows up as red and blue waves at the bottom of your chart. However, there are some other components you want to take into account. So we have our red waves, as you can see right here, big red wave. This is one component of the indicator that is very important, as well as our blue waves, which are equally as important. Now, other than these waves, we also have a couple of other components. We also, as you can see, also have unshaded waves. Let me go ahead and zoom in on this indicator so we can get a little bit of a better look. Now, you can see we have the lit up red wave, the lit up blue wave, and then you have these areas where the waves are actually unhighlighted, as you can see right here and right here. Now, we'll get into what these unshaded areas mean, but for now, I just want to break down each piece of the indicator. So you have the red waves, the blue waves, the unshaded waves, and there is one last piece of this indicator that you want to know about, and that is this pink and orange line, or pink and yellow line. And essentially what this is a moving average, and I'm going to explain how you use this right now. So with the significant movements indicator, basically what this is made for is to help you find out when you are reaching the top of an uptrend or the bottom of a downtrend. Now, this is obviously very useful when trading for pretty clear reasons, and I just want to go ahead and zoom out and show you guys how this works. So as you guys can see here, we are actually in somewhat of a downtrend right here. As you can see, we are making lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, and we're also making lower lows. That is a textbook downtrend. Now, the purpose of this indicator is to help you find out when a downtrend might be finding a bottom. So as you can see right here, as we approach this bottom and start to come back to the upside, you see that we are greeted with this massive blue wave. Now, the blue waves will mark bottoms and the red waves will mark tops. Now, essentially what this indicator is doing is it is looking at multiple indicators and metrics and consolidating all of that information into this one signal, which is that blue wave, and it's letting you know when you have a plethora of metrics that are screaming, hey, you're pretty oversold here, it might be time to turn around. Now, as you could probably guess, the higher up this wave comes would indicate a stronger bottom, but the important thing to note here is this moving average, this line, this oscillating line that is moving up and down, this is really what you want to take a look at, because this is going to help you understand where strong bottoms are going to be and where you might actually get faked out with some false signals. So you can see right here, we were in a massive uptrend, getting a huge move up. And as we started to peak out, you could even see it right here. As we started to peak out, you get a little bit of a red wave, letting you know, like, hey, we might be cooling off here a little bit. And you come down a little bit right here as we had these dark red bars. And then we get another leg up, and this red wave peaks out again, giving us another small pullback. Now, it's important to know that you shouldn't be trading just based off this indicator. Just like any other indicator, you want to use confluence and other forms of TA. And when you combine these together, this could be a super, super strong indicator. Now, as you can see, once we come up and make our top right here, if we come straight down and look at what the wave was doing, we are peaking out with a big red wave. But not only that, you can see that we are well above the moving average. When you see these waves get above the moving average or above this yellow and pink line that you see here, this is indicating that this is a strong top and that we are likely to get a trend reversal to the downside. And as you can see, we actually get a move down. Now, obviously, right here, we did get a similar signal where we were above that moving average. Not as far above the moving average, but we were above here, indicating that this may be a top. And we did come down just a little bit, but you might be thinking that was kind of a false signal. Now, this is why it's important to use this indicator alongside other forms of TA. You can't just trade based off of one indicator. I think you guys know that. This is just a perfect example. You might be looking here and be like, oh my God, we're going to come down. But you may have been doing other TA that was indicating that this was a strong uptrend and we had a little bit more gas in the tank. When you combine this indicator with other forms of TA and you're able to filter out those false signals, this is where it becomes very useful, because you would see here that potentially, you know, I don't know this for a fact, but maybe at this point we were getting some form of a bearish divergence. And if you're getting a bearish divergence plus a big red wave over that moving average showing you a strong top is likely, that's where you'll have the confidence to get into a trade when you have multiple levels of confluence. And we'll go into that in just a second when we go back and back test this a little bit. But basics of the indicator, at least for the red waves, is when you get the red wave and it is above that moving average, it is indicating a strong top. And again, it is very clear right here as we did top out right here and come to the downside. Now, obviously, the bottoms will work in the same way. Try to find a good example. You can see we got this blue wave down here just before bottoming out and reversing to the upside. And then you'll see as we reversed down, it was also called by the indicator. If we come straight up, you can see that that red wave was calling this exact top, and we came to the downside. But let's go ahead and find another more exaggerated example. And here is a great example, right? You can see right here we had a big blue wave as we had this huge capitulation wick. And although we didn't get any green candles, this was still a big bounce within this wick. And we came up about 6% and even higher up into that green candle. So from this blue wave right here and this bottom right here, we did actually come up about 9, almost 10%. So that was actually a pretty decent signal. And then down here, we get the actual bottom signal. As you see this big blue wave over the moving average, and it catches this bottom perfectly right here. You see the big blue wave indicating that, hey, and it's also a big blue wave. That is important as well. The higher up the wave, the stronger the likelihood that the bottom is there or the top is there. Also very important that the wave is above that moving average. So same thing as the tops, just flipped, inverted to find those bottoms. So red tops, blue bottoms. You want to remember, you want the wave to be above that moving average for it to be a strong, reliable signal. And before we go into actually back testing this, and before I actually show you how you can use this with other forms of TA to confirm and give you extra confidence, let's go ahead and cover these unshaded areas. Now, typically with this, we could come to a different time frame. Now, typically with these unshaded little waves that we get here, this typically indicates sideways movement in the market. And you can see, obviously these are not all unshaded. You do have a couple of areas that are lit up blue and lit up red. And they were actually catching the tops and the bottoms of this little consolidation zone. But typically, when you have these unshaded waves, as you can see, a bunch of them are right here. Most of these waves are unshaded with the exception of this big red wave. But when you see these unshaded waves, it does indicate potential consolidation or ranging price action in the market. So you see these unshaded waves, you look up, sideways action. Again, we have a whole bunch of other unshaded waves down here, kind of indicating indecision / ranging markets. And then, you can easily go back and find out, just look for those consolidation areas or where we just move sideways, come down, and you'll see a plethora of unshaded waves, right? We have some more unshaded waves right here. You can see we just kind of went sideways. You can see even right here, you see we do have, other than these few lit up waves here, this is mostly unshaded waves. You can see them there. You can see it here, here, and all over here. You have a majority of unshaded waves, letting you know that you are likely to range sideways. And even this blue wave was calling this bottom, this red wave was calling this top. Granted, it is more indicating, the more unshaded waves you have, the more likely you are to continue sideways. And then you see during a big trend or a big move in the market, you see it's all lit up, and you can see that perfectly represented right here. Now that you know a little bit about the indicator, guys, and how to actually read it, let's go ahead and take a look at how you can use this with other indicators to find really good confluence for your trades. So guys, here we are in bar replay mode, and I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how I use this indicator alongside other forms of TA to find confluence to add a little bit of confidence when entering and exiting my trades. Now we have a fixed range volume profile on the chart. I'm going to be using this for support and resistance. Let's see if we can find any divergences to trade, and we'll try to confirm them with the significant movements indicator. Okay, there we go. Giant green candle here. Let's go ahead and see if we can pull up our RSI, and that's what we'll use to find our divergences. And you can see we have a big peak on the RSI right here, and let's see if we can get a little bit of a divergence. So now I'm seeing that we have a high and a higher high right here with a high and a lower high on our RSI, which, by the way, is free on TradingView. Now, I'm going to pull up market intelligence because this actually finds divergences for you. But for anybody at home that doesn't have a premium indicator like market intelligence to find the divergences for you, I have tutorials on my channel that show you how to do it for completely free. But just for the sake of this video and in the spirit of the BitLab indicator suite, let's go ahead and use market intelligence. And you can see that this indicator is calling for not only an RSI divergence, which we actually see on our chart right here, from our lower highs and our higher highs, but you also see our indicator here is automatically detecting a MACD histogram bearish divergence, and RSI, stochastic, momentum, and MFI bearish divergence. So this would be a pretty strong signal to go short. Now, with this plethora of bear divs, you could also see that our significant movement indicator is also giving us a red wave, and I know it's kind of hard to see there, but the moving average is actually right here. So the wave is above our moving average. We know that the significant movement indicator is letting us know this could be a very strong top. We have our bearish divergence, and you could see clearly here that we are coming up to a level of strong resistance as we've been rejected here, and even back here. So not only do we have market intelligence telling us we have 5 different bearish divergences at this key level of resistance, but we also have our significant movements showing us this big red wave, letting us know that, hey, this might be a top here and we might actually come down. And it's above that moving average, obviously showing that it's strong, plus the divergences. And if you don't have market intelligence to find all these divergences for you, you would have at least seen the RSI divergence that you can use for free on TradingView. So between the RSI divergence alone and the significant movements letting us know this might be a decent top, this is a pretty good amount of confluence to let us know that we may get a move to the downside. Let's go ahead and play price forward. And you can see we actually did play around a little bit up here. We came up a tiny bit, but if you have your stop loss set correctly, you most likely would have stayed in the trade, and we finally do get that move down. And looking in hindsight, guys, you can see that this red wave was indeed right here calling this as a top. and we did actually come down for a nice little move here of about almost 2%. So a nice little scalp on the 30-minute right there with plenty of confluence between all of these indicators. And again, the significant movements indicator letting us know that strong top is there, and it's super, super easy to read. So let's go ahead and see if we can find a good trade example, but in the opposite direction, looking for a long position. So here we are on the 15-minute time frame, and you can see we are starting to get a big blue wave here, letting us know this move to the downside may be coming to an end. So let's go ahead and play price forward just a little bit and see. There you go. We get a lower low as our RSI is getting a higher low, again, giving us a bullish divergence, also calling for a bullish divergence up here on market intelligence. But again, if you just have that free RSI, you can find these as well. You have a lower low on your price with a higher low on your RSI, and that gives you that bullish divergence. So you're already expecting price to come up from here. And not only that, I'm not going to go ahead and show you where this level of support comes from, but we are coming up to a strong level of support. You can see that we held it here, we held it here, we held it here, we held it here, and so on and so forth. We held it again right there, and then it was resistance here. So we know it was a very, very strong level of support, and now we're getting not only a bullish divergence at this level, but we're also getting a massive blue wave on the significant movements indicator, and you can see our moving average peaking out right here, letting us know that that wave is over the moving average, telling us that it's likely a strong bottom. So coming up to support, bullish divergence, and giant blue wave on the significant movements, and that giant blue wave is very, very strong, so I'd feel pretty confident taking a long position at this point. And let's go ahead and play price forward and see if we get that bounce. And you can see we already start to slowly creep our way to the upside. And obviously, we're using bar replay mode, so I know how this plays out. It actually wound up being an extremely, extremely big move to the upside, as you can see right here. And shameless plug, if you're in our premium Discord, we actually gave this trade setup in the premium Discord. So shout out to the CandleMafia members in that premium Discord that got in on that massive, massive move to the upside all the way from down here. So beautiful, beautiful trade. And again, that blue wave letting us know that it was a very, very strong bottom here, plus that bullish divergence. Just letting you guys know how important it is to use confluence. Now, again, if you just look at this indicator alone, you might find some false signals, but that's totally fine. All indicators give false signals, but you could see very clearly when you use it with support and resistance, maybe divergences like we did in this case, you could see how strong it is. If we came down to this level with bullish divergence alone, with maybe money flow coming up on Market Cipher B or something like that, that's a pretty good trade, right? But seeing this massive blue wave is letting you know, like, hey, this move to the downside might be over. So if you have anything else telling you that the price is about to go up, it might be time to get into that trade. So guys, I think that's all the time I have for this video. I did just want to bring this up because the BitLab Academy trading suite actually does have multiple indicators in it, and I didn't want to make a 2-hour video explaining all of them, so I wanted to break them up. So now you guys have an idea of how to use market intelligence, how to use significant movements, how to use them together, and if you don't have any of the other premium indicators, I also show you how to do it for free and how to confirm the significant movements indicator with the free RSI bullish divergences. So if you guys want to pick this indicator up, you could go ahead and check the link in the description down below. It will bring you right to the BitLab Academy website, and you just go to the indicators tab and check them all out there. And I do believe there's a very, very good deal if you buy them all as a package. But with all that being said, guys, I think that's all the time I got for this one. I'll see you in the next one. Frankie Candles out.
Here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, hey. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah. Mash down, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On a roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On a roll.